So I should probably make a video. I didn't want to make a video today. I've been feeling some heavy depression the last few days, or just the last 2 days. I think I've got a sore throat coming on. Good news is that I don't think I might need stitches for my scar on the back. The nurse reckons it will probably be healed in 2 weeks, and she's given me the next plaster that I'm going to have is quite small. So, but yeah, I've just been going through Tanisha's songs, and I guess the reason why I did that is just that Britney song that she did with Slumber Party. My hair looks a mess. I don't know. I always felt like there was something to her in that song. I mean, she looks like a massive slut in the Britney Slumber video, and I you can kind of I was rolling my eyes when I was watching that video. It's like, oh, she's with her. Like on one hand, I didn't like her, but then the other hand, it's just like, well, I haven't really known her. I've never lived this before. Before she did that song with Britney, she was never famous. And then afterwards, I know she's come more and more songs. A lot of um, I don't know. She hasn't really done, Britney hasn't done that many songs, but I don't know. I guess that when she first came out, I was assuming that she wouldn't get that many songs, Tanisha, and I have been seeing her. I've seen a lot of her songs, not that I follow or really remember what the songs are about or anything. But yeah, I was just thinking she's got to have a name, and there was one song where I was listening to her. I was thinking I can't think a name, and then she said the word needs. She said that she was a human. There was one song where she sings and she says that I'm just a human, and then it sort of emphasizes how we all have needs, we all have needs, we all have needs. And then I was just like, Angel of Human, like those two names just stuck in my mind, and I was like, you know what, I think that's her name, Angel of Humanly Needs. And it would also explain why I don't particularly like her very much, because I don't really like humanly needs. I know it's humanly needs are important, you know. People can say, you know, it's not good to be greedy and want money and stuff, but at the same time, you know, wanting things gives you a reason to live and stuff. So there's, you know, there's good needs and bad needs. You know, you need to drive. If you want to learn how to drive, that's good. But if you want to get a good car that you know is energy efficient and stuff, that's also good. It might be more expensive, but then you could also go over the top and start getting yourself into big debts. So needs, humanly needs, in it, there's no negative name, because humanly needs can be the negative name, and it also can be the positive name. You know, it's not good to be hooked on drugs, but then again, some people generally need drugs to keep them, you know, going, and to heal things and stuff. So yeah, with humanly needs, um, it's good and bad. I'm liking the Hands on Deck song. I've just listened to that now. I have heard that before, but I don't know. I never really saw her as having a name. I don't know. Something in my head just always told me just to just leave this one. Just leave this one. It's not worth talking about. And yeah, that's what the voice in my head was saying before. Just don't bother with her. And well, if she is the angel of humanly needs, well, that would explain why I shouldn't bother with her, because I feel like my higher self has. She needs to put. You need to put yourself first. If you feel like you're drowning, and if you feel like you're suffering, you need to put your own needs first. And okay, my higher self has definitely not put my own needs first. Um, but but yeah, it would make sense if this is the last person that I name as an angel. It would make sense. Um, but yeah, I'm also a little bit confused about I about a few things. I know that, like, when it comes to presenters, I don't feel like I've really gained a huge interest in many. Like, there's a handful that I like. You know, the Big Brother ones, I guess, are the only real presenters that I've taken an interest in. But I haven't really taken any interest in any of the other Big Brothers. You know, I know there's the American one who I've only recently just sort of known about. Um, but I've never seen any Big Brothers, or any Big Brothers around the world. I know Israel had one, but I haven't seen any in. I don't even know if they have presenters. Literally, the number of presenters that I feel connected with are just really, really low. And it was weird, because I was saying yesterday that this same thing, that I feel like my higher self hates Earth. Hence, inspiring presenters isn't something that she would really wanting to do, because she hates Earth, and presenters are designed to make Earth look good. And if my higher self doesn't feel that need. The presenters are basically on their own. Um, because I can't imagine my higher self wanting to help presenters. I mean, there's lots of talented people in the world, and I'm sure there's loads of presenters that can present and stuff, but I don't think my higher self would really be helping them unless it's like Davina. I really liked her. Although I've been looking at the on the number of viewers that Big Brother got, and it definitely started to fall massively. Love Island is getting 4 million each year and stuff, 3-4 million each year, and and Big Brother seemed to go down to 1 or 2 million, and I think it makes sense. I mean, if I am connecting with people, although I really want to be on Big Brother, I feel like I'm far more interested in the build up of it, because each year that it was on, I had this huge belief that I was going to get on, and that I just, I just needed I just needed to wait, and 1 year I'd get on, and then as soon as the show was on and I realized I wasn't in it, my interest for the show just became extremely. I couldn't watch it. It became painful to watch, and maybe I would watch, but I would just kind of feel jealousy over the candidates, and I don't know. Maybe that's the reason why it didn't do so well, because it's weird, because there's a lot of people that seem to really like it, and yet there isn't a lot of people. I mean, they didn't get very. I mean, Love Island is kind of booed, and yet for some reason they're getting 4 times more viewers than Big Brother did, and maybe there is a spiritual connection with people. I don't know. I don't know how much I'm affecting, but if the reason why they're only getting 1 million views, even though people seem to like Big Brother more, a lot of people seem to like Big Brother more than Love Island. Maybe the reason why Big Brother failed is because of me not actually liking it as soon as the show started. Um, but I don't know. I don't know. I just maybe that's just a theory. Although it's interesting, I saw a clip today where Davina was saying how she used to be a drug addict and heroin, and I don't know. I don't believe this. I don't believe that. Like, she seems like someone who wouldn't be affected by it or anything, but go or be tempted by it. But then I heard the story of her mum also being that, and maybe if she was being brought up by her granddad, or in foster care, or I don't know what her situation is, because it's always a granddad. But I don't know. I don't know what stories to believe or not. But I would have said Davina's probably one of the best presenters, although she is in her older ages. I like Paul O'Grady and Chatty Man, but I feel like they're all a lot older, and Paul O'Grady died this year, did he? Someone died. I think it was one. But yeah, I don't know. There's a few older presenters that were kind of good, but I haven't really felt like a really big bond with loads of them. I like Ryan, I do, and Davina, and but yeah, I don't know. It's also, I have to say that I love something I wanted to say. I love the Doja Cat song. Where she says, "I put good dick all in my kidneys," and I love that sentence so much, and it keeps going through my head. I put good dick all in my kidneys, because it's code. Kidneys is code for kids' needs, and if she's the angel of sexual desire, she's kind of saying that if people have sexual desire, they're like her kids, and she puts dick in all of her kids' needs, which is really disturbing, because yeah, it's not funny, and it's like putting dick inside kids' needs is not funny, but it is kind of it's kind of a it's funny if you know that she represents angel of sexual desire, and because it makes me think, okay, like, sex is definitely seen as a big no here, but it's made me wonder, like, I don't know, but if I liked sex more, or if a god who's creating a timeline likes sex more and doesn't think there's anything wrong with having it. Say if the angel of sexual desire actually created a timeline where everyone was made in her image, I could just feel like maybe she could wipe out sexual diseases, and then it would it would seem like there's different lifestyles and different cultures, and you can imagine going to different planets and maybe having like a completely different, like Avatar or something, where they have a completely different lifestyle or something like this. I mean, you know, the thought of doing sexual things with a child is so like is disgusting and grating and you know it's horrible here. But you can imagine that there might be worlds in other places that are just so different, so different that maybe like kids are expected to start having sex at a young age. I mean, technically, the only reason, definitely reason why you wouldn't do it here is because you could get pregnant and you can die at a young age. But you know, if the biology was different and if you didn't die at 12 or from having kids, or if sexual diseases didn't, you know, cause a problem, then would sex actually be a bad thing in kids? You know, I just it's a whole new different level of thinking that most people wouldn't think about. You know, there's some things here that we have a different like level of standard and stuff, and it just makes me wonder: are there different planets, um, sort of maken over, created by a different god who's extremely different to me and has completely different viewpoints and stuff like this. You know, I don't know how sexual diseases come, but I know that I don't like prostitution and I don't like all this stuff, because I feel like you need to make a bond through like getting to know a person and stuff. But it just makes me wonder: do you think there are other timelines, like other timelines where the god of that world doesn't actually agree with these things and therefore doesn't think that just having sex with lots of strangers is a problem or a bad thing, and therefore maybe it's things are very different there, and I don't know. It's it's just thinking of that. It's just thinking of that. You know, like there's one time where you know people you could be called a slut just for wearing a strap top, and now you know no one sees that as being bad, and you know maybe there's a different world where you know everyone walks around naked and the idea of wearing clothes would be like preposterous. What, you're wearing clothes? Why would you wear clothes? I mean, surely you would expose your boobs to everyone. I mean, I don't know. It'd be interesting if there was different worlds that were just like so massively different to this world. That I don't know. It's just making me think of that. And also I've read that Elon Musk has like 9 or 10 children. I'm pretty sure I looked on Wikipedia a few months ago to see how many kids he has out of interest, and I'm sure it said 5, and now it says 9. And so I'm really skeptical as to whether or not he actually has. He had twins, and then triplets, and then one with Grimes. And now I found out that apparently he has 2 with Grimes, and 2 with some CEO, and then there's an older daughter. Is this actually the truth? Because I don't really believe anything that I read online right now, because he's just, like 4 babies that just seem to have popped out of nowhere, and I'm like, is he just taking the piss? Like, has he just started some sort of lie and then paid a bunch of, I don't know, TV channels to talk about this lie whilst believing that they're talking about something that's truth when really it's not? Is he taking the piss? I feel like he's taking the piss, and he's just managed to spread some rumors about him having 10 kids when none of them are actually. One of them, the older one's supposed to be a transgender girl, so a boy who's turned into a girl and is a massive communist. I mean, this almost seems like a joke. Like he's he's created some rumors that are 100% not true. I mean, I remember hearing about Grimes' child. It's a big thing. She posted about being knocked up again or something like that. And what I mean, if that's generally how she felt, then why would she get pregnant like straight after that and do it all over again? I mean, it sounded like she didn't even want one kid, so I don't believe that she's got 2. But yeah, it is interesting. I mean, if people on chat shows are talking about Elon Musk having 10 kids when really Elon knows that he only has 5 and really knows that these people actually just know nothing about him, I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised. Um, but yeah, it is quite funny if he only has 5 and he's managed to convince a bunch of talk shows that he's actually got 10. And one of them's a transgender woman who is a massive communist and hates the rich, and 2 of them are twins born from one of his CEOs. I don't know what to say, but I don't believe it.